I wanted to welcome everybody with half an hour delay, I'm terribly sorry, to this MELODI workshop on non-cancer effects of ionizing radiation. And it's very nice to have you all here. We have people here from all continents except, well, from all continents. We don't have Latin America, but we have Oceania, we have Asia, we have Europe, and North America. So for those of you who are not European, MELODI is a European platform. It's called the Multidisciplinary European Low-Dose Initiative. So it's a platform of institutions and researchers, all of whom are doing work on research for radiation protection, especially in the low-dose range. And within MELODI, we have a strategic research agenda which reviews the state of the knowledge every year and comes out with some priorities for research on which are often used by the European Commission or by existing projects like CONCERT, which is actually co-financing this meeting. So it's a MELODI meeting with some funding from CONCERT. The coordinator of CONCERT is over there, Thomas Jung. And CONCERT is a European joint program for the integration of radiation protection research. So basically, between MELODI and CONCERT, the idea is to identify gaps in research and provide some, feed into the calls for proposals either of CONCERT or of the European Commission for research in radiation protection. So our objective today is to review the state of the art and to identify research gaps relating to ionizing radiation-related cardiovascular and cerebrovascular effects, effects on the eye, effects on the cognitive effects, effects on the immune system, and effects on the metabolic system. The organizing committee, most people are here. Rafi Benotman is somewhere here. I'm Elisabeth Cardis. Fieke Dekkers is there. Laure Sabatier is on the other side of the GoToMeeting. Nathalie Impens, over there. Jean-René Jourdain, there. Katalin Luminiski, here. Rulkintens is not here. Cisco, Saloma. Soile, over there. And Isabel. Isabel, the meeting is here. Huh? So basically, Isabel and I both work at ISGlobal, so the Barcelona Institute for Global Health, and we're lucky enough to actually live in Sitges, and so we're your local hosts here this week. So the organization of the workshop is basically we have 2.5 days. The first 1.5 day of talks is divided into 5 sessions, each one of which is covering one of the topics I mentioned, so cardiovascular and cerebrovascular, cognitive lens, immune system, and metabolic system. And within each session, what we wanted is to have a clinician's perspective, talks from the epidemiology point of view, so the latest results in epidemiology related to the topic, and talks on experimental aspects related to the topic. And at the end of each session, we will have a brief, about 25 minutes discussion session. We would like in that discussion session to maybe bring up some of the key questions about the state of the knowledge today and the research needs for the future. And those will be discussed on Friday, where we will break up in 5 subgroups, one for each session, to review the lessons learned and the research gaps. So there will be kind of subgroup discussions and then plenary discussion with the aim of planning for the preparation of scientific publications coming out of the meeting. In terms of logistics, so I think most of you have signed the presence sheet at the entrance. If you have not, please do so. As you can see, we have a camera over there. So Jordi and Judith are actually filming this, and they will put together the presentations and the slides at the end of the meeting. We will upload them onto a website to which you will have access through the MELODI platform. It will be password protected, basically, but anybody who wants to see and hear the presentations that were made will be able to access them and go through. It was done in Malta last year. You will be able to go on specific slides and so on. So basically, after this meeting, we will put all this together. And so if there are slides that you don't want to see on the MELODI website afterwards, even with restricted access, because these are preliminary results or something, you can take them out. And Judith is making sure to time exactly the time at which we are switching slides, so it should work. And if you do not want your image or your video to appear, please also indicate it on the form in front of you. Okay, we have some participants via web conferencing, as you saw and heard very, very little, unfortunately. I don't know what's happening to the sound. I guess it's going through the HDMI cable to the projector, which is not what we want. We'll try to get it solved. So when you have questions, please use the microphone. We have a microphone that will pass you, and identify yourselves when speaking. This will allow us also to tape the discussion. And yeah, please load your slides as soon as possible and at the latest before the start of your session. And finally, a few logistic points. So this evening we have a welcome reception at the Café de la Plata, which is just up the street here. It will be on the right side. They prepared a terrace for us with a long table and some pica-pica, as we say here. Then tomorrow evening, we have a joint dinner at the restaurant called La Taberna del Puerto, which is also up here. And if you have not already done so, please confirm whether you are coming or not to Esther, my assistant, who was there and all over the place here. And then finally, some of you already took taxis to come here from the airport, and we can organize joint taxis for people to go back to the airport afterwards if you just get back to me or to Esther. So I think that's all I have to do. I'd just like to thank MELODI for the funding and Concert for the complementary funding for this workshop.